In today's video, we're going to be talking about Rockstar's plan for Grand Theft Auto Online once RDR2 comes out, what and when we can be expecting new DLC content to happen next and online, and all the questions that you guys had for me in this week's Q&A video. Now, as always, if you guys want to be featured in a video like this, all you got to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and just be sure to use that hashtag AskBoss, and you might find yourself featured in the next one. But out of the way, let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. Our first question today comes from GamerTV, who says, will there be more DLC content when RDR2 is released? I think the answer is definitively yes. Now, Rockstar haven't come out and said, like, you know, we're going to be expanding Grand Theft Auto Online past once RDR2 released, but Strauss Zelnick, the Take-Two Interactive CEO and boss, has confirmed that there is plenty more content left for Grand Theft Auto Online. So because of that, you would suspect that after RDR2, they're still going to be releasing Grand Theft Auto Online DLCs. So I think that is really good news if obviously you're a big fan of GTA Online like I am. And I think it makes sense on both parties. You know, Grand Theft Auto Online still makes a lot of money for Rockstar. It's still really successful. Players still enjoy it. So it's a win-win situation that they still keep producing content. And as I've mentioned in the past, not every person who plays Grand Theft Auto Online is a fan of Red Dead Redemption, so they're not necessarily going to be making the jump over. So Rockstar still want to satisfy those people, and in order to do that, they're going to have to still produce content for online. They can't just let it die off altogether. Our next question today comes from Flashhound, who says, would you think Rockstar will ever tweak their anti-cheat system to prevent unwanted bans in the future of Grand Theft Auto Online? So that's a good question, Flashhound, and it's also really tough. Rockstar's in a difficult situation because we complain when their game is overrun by modders and hackers, and then we complain when a lot of innocent people get unwanted bans. So it is tough finding that balance. Rockstar want to make their anti-cheat system stiff enough so that people who actually do cheat and do warrant bans get them, but also lax enough so that players that are using something like OBS or Discord don't get banned, and someone who transfers, you know, $5 million from one account to another doesn't get banned. So it's tough. I think Rockstar is playing the rather safe than sorry game with their anti-cheater system, meaning they're going to have it stricter probably than they need, because they'd likely rather have a few unwanted bans than have the game overrun by hackers and modders, causing chaos for the mass population. So unfortunately, I just think that's the name of the game as far as GTA 5 goes and Grand Theft Auto Online, that Rockstar wants to prevent hackers and cheaters at all costs. They're willing to sacrifice a few unwanted bans in the process. It stinks, but I think that's just the way it's going to be. Melvin says, in the After Hours DLC, Rockstar are revamping a lot of the old content, in particular, adversary modes. Could Rockstar be testing out how people react to these remixed adversary modes, and could we see more in the future? That is a great question, Melvin, and I think you're right. So it kind of ties into the first question we got, will there be more DLC content when RDR2 is released? I think we're going to start to see a lot of remixed content once RDR2 is out, because Rockstar won't have, you know, a lot of the time to focus on Grand Theft Auto Online. The main game will be RDR2, which is something that has not been the case for the last 5 years. So yeah, I do think we will see remixed versions of adversary modes. I think we will see old vehicles getting upgrades. Now, to what degree they're getting upgraded, I'm not sure, but it would be cool if they did some remixes of some pretty big content. Like, imagine a yacht getting a remix for like a naval or a sea-based DLC. That could be kind of cool. Imagine Rockstar remixing or revamping the stilt homes to make them mansions. That could be kind of cool as well. So just because these adversary modes were the remixed versions doesn't mean Rockstar can't do cool things with remixed versions. Yes, I think adversary modes, cars, maybe even clothing and weapons could be thrown in there. But I think there's a lot of potential for them to still do really cool stuff by doing remixed versions of things. But that's a really good question, Melvin. I'm glad you ultimately brought that up. Speaking of remixing some old vehicles, Riley says, do you think they should add more Benny's vehicles or even make existing cars into them? So that's another thing I could see Rockstar doing, is an update that's for the most part all about vehicles, whether it's getting new Benny's cars, which would be cool, or existing vehicles that we already have in the game being turned into Benny's vehicles. Like, for example, wouldn't it be cool if the Futo became a Benny's car, or if the Progen T20 became a Benny's vehicle? That would be amazing. I mean, heck, Bugatti just introduced a new Bugatti car. I think it's called the Bugatti Divo. So wouldn't it be cool if they made like the adder into a Benny's version? That would be awesome too, to kind of make a new sort of Bugatti vehicle for the game. Like I said, that would be incredible. So yes, I think there's a lot of potential here that Rockstar could do. And I think especially because the After Hours DLC vehicles, in my opinion, were so disappointing. Like all of them were weaponized or meme vehicles. None of them were really normal for the most part. And for me, that was a little bit upsetting. So getting a DLC that focuses a lot on really cool vehicles, I think would be awesome. And I could totally see Rockstar doing that going forward in the future. Speaking of the future, Team Cool 127 says, do you think Rockstar will continue Grand Theft Auto Online updates through 2020? Wow, that is a long time away, but I don't see why not. I mean, we already had updates in 2018 with more potentially to come. It sounds like we could be getting more DLCs in 2019. 2020, I'm not sure. I think 2020 you're venturing close to GTA 6 territory, at least when we might start to see inklings of, a new GTA game coming out. So I think 2019 is probably a guarantee. 2020, I'm not so sure. We might be on a new console by then. So would Rockstar, remake GTA 5 for another console, like the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox 2 or whatever it's going to be called? I'm not so sure at that point. So we really just have to wait and see. Again, I think 2020 is definitely optimistic. I'm not sure if that will be a thing, though. 2019, I'm pretty confident, though, but 2020, that's definitely pushing it a little bit. Ethan says, is there a chance we could see a Halloween update this year or maybe even a Festive Surprise 2018? Halloween, I think the answer is no, other than maybe like an event week with bonuses, discounts, and sales. But it's also like right at the same time RDR2 is releasing, so I'm still going to say no. Festive Surprise 2018, yeah, I think there's a really good chance we see a Festive Surprise 2018 update because I do think there's going to be another DLC in December. So I don't think Rockstar is going to be missing out on that opportunity either. So yeah, I do eventually believe that we are going to be getting another Festive Surprise DLC, which always is one of my favorite updates in online. So I think that is going to be really fun whenever Rockstar does add that into the game. James says, what do you think Rockstar Games has planned for more free rewards, like the live streams and the guest list? Well, I think they saw the guest list and the live streams as a very successful opportunity for them to market the DLC. I mean, the Strauss Zelnick confirmed that the After Hours update was the most popular and successful update of all time. And I think a lot of that had to do with the guest list rewards and the live streams that they were doing, giving out free money. So for the next update, we don't know what the theme of the next DLC is going to be, but I'm sure Rockstar could do the equivalent of the guest list. Let's say, for example, it's a police DLC. That's just a guess, by the way. They could do like a recruitment list or something like that, or an academy list where you get on there and you would get the bonuses for signing up early for the police list. And I think they could do the live streams again. Again, I think that was one of the most successful parts of the After Hours update, and I think players enjoyed it so much that it would almost kind of be foolish of Rockstar if they didn't bring something like that back. Speaking of that police update, Nick Kraft says, do you think Rockstar Games will ever come to their senses and release a police-themed DLC in online? Somewhere along the lines of purchasing and storing vehicles and uniforms. I mean, Nick, that would be amazing. You're certainly not the only one who thinks a police-styled update would be incredible. I think all the elements are there, like you said, purchasing and storing police vehicles, wearing the police uniforms, doing police-style vigilante missions. I mean, it sounds like it's a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, Rockstar sort of has this weird relationship with wanting to keep our Grand Theft Auto Online characters petty criminals. Although what we've done in the After Hours update has sort of normalized this a little bit. I mean, nightclub owners isn't as sketchy as like, having a methamphetamine lab. So who knows? Maybe I think that would be great. I know it's one of the most highly fan-requested themes of all time, and I think it would be a great addition to Grand Theft Auto Online. I Like Chairs 125 says, with the Heavy Menacer coming out tomorrow, do you think it will compete against the vehicles like the Insurgent, or do you think it will be a letdown? So I Like Chairs, I've actually done testing videos on the Menacer that confirms it's not as great as vehicles like the Insurgent or the Barrage. So I think it's going to be a letdown personally. I'll have more information on that vehicle when it is released in online. But for now, I do believe it's going to be one of the bigger letdown vehicles we've seen so far. And our final question today has nothing to do with GTA. It comes from Taylor, who says, were you Team Logan or KSI? And was it a draw in your eyes? So as I'm sure you guys all know, he's talking about the KSI Logan Paul fight that happened yesterday. I wasn't rooting for anyone. I was rooting for a really good fight, which at the end of the day is what we got. Was it a draw in your eyes? Personally, I say no. So I think that Logan won the first 2 rounds pretty handedly, but I think KSI won the final 4 rounds. I think it was kind of too close to call. I think that if it were a 12-round fight, KSI would have won. But because Logan started off so strong, I think it was tough for the judges to say, one of them was, better than the other. There's going to be a rematch. I mean, it is what it is. It was entertaining. It was worth my $10 that I spent on the YouTube stream. And I'd gladly watch a rematch. I thought it was incredibly entertaining. So at the end of the day, the winner is all of us because it was a lot of fun to watch. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know what team you were on. Were you Team Logan, Team KSI? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. We like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.